When observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Text 1. Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharmashetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yuyudhasava Mamakaha Pandava Chaiva Kim Akuravata Sanjay Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharmashetre Kurukshetre Samvatayu Tasvaha Mamakaha Pandavaishchaiva Kim Akuru Vata Sanjayaha Dhritarashtra King Dhritarashtra Uvacha said, Dharmashetra in the place of pilgrimage, Kurukshetra in the place named Kurukshetra, Samveta assemble, Yayu Tasava desiring to fight, Mamakaha my party sons, Pandavaha the son of Pandu, Cha and Eva certainly, Kim what, Akurvata did they do, Sanjaya, O Sanjaya. Translation. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after assembling in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, what did my son and the son of Pandu do? Being desirous to fight purport, Bhagavad Gita is the widely read theistic science summarized in the Gita Mahatmya, glorification of the Gita. There it says that one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly with the help of a person who is devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it with a personally motivated interpretation. The example of clear understanding is there in the Bhagavad Gita itself, in the way the teaching is understood by Arjuna, who heard the Gita directly from the Lord. If someone is fortunate enough to understand Bhagavad Gita in the line of disciplic succession, without motivated interpretation, then he surpasses all study of Vedic wisdoms and all scriptures of the world. One will find in the Bhagavad Gita all that is contained in other scriptures, but the reader will also find things which are not to be found elsewhere. That is the specific standard of the Gita. It is a perfect theistic science because it is directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. The topic discussed by the Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya, as described in the Mahabharata, form the basic principle for this great philosophy. It is understood that this philosophy evolved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is a sacred place of pilgrimage from immemorial time of Vedic age. It was spoken by the Lord when he was present personally on this planet for the guidance of mankind. The word Dharmashetra, a place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present on the side of Arjuna. Dhritarashtra, the father of the Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory. In his doubt, he inquired from his secretary Sanjaya, what did my son and the son of Pandu do? He was confident that both of his son and the son of his younger brother Pandu were assembled in the field of Kurukshetra for a determined engagement of the war. Still, his inquiry is significant. He did not want a compromise between the cousin and the brothers, and he wanted to be sure of the fate of his son on the battlefield, because the battle was arranged to be fought at Kurukshetra, which is mentioned elsewhere in the Vedas as a place of worship. Even for denizens of heaven, Dhritarashtra became very fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of the battle. He knew very well that this would influence Arjuna and the son of Pandu favorably because by nature they were all virtuous. Sanjaya was a student of Vyasa, therefore by the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjaya was able to envision the battlefield of Kurukshetra even while he was in the room of Dhritarashtra, and so Dhritarashtra asked him about the situation on the battlefield. Both Pandava and the son of Dhritarashtra belong to the same family, but the Dhritarashtra mind is disclosed herein. He deliberately claimed only his son as Guru, and he separated the son of Pandu from the family heritage. One can thus understand the specific position of Dhritarashtra in his relation with his nephew, the son of Pandu, as in the battlefield unnecessary plans are taken out. So it is expected from the very beginning of this topic that in the religious field of KØRUKSHETRA, where the father of a religion, Sri Krishna, was present, the unwanted plant like Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana, another would be wiped out, and thoroughly religious person headed by Yudhishthir would be established by the Lord. This is the significance of the word Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra, apart from their historian and Vedic importance. Text 2. Sanjay Uvacha Tishtava tu Pandava Nikamam Vyudhama Duryodhanastada Acharyanam Upashanam Gamya Rajaha Vachanam Abravita. Sanjay Uvacho Drishtavaha tu Pandavaha Nikamam Vyudhamam Duryodanas Tadha Acharya Upashangamya Raja Vachanam Abravita. Sanjay Uvacho said, Drishtava, after seeing too, but Pandava, Anika, the soldier of the Pandava, Vyudham, arranged in military phalanx, Duryodhana, King Duryodhana, Tada, at that time, Acharya, the teacher, Upasana Gamya, approaching nearby, Raja, the king, Vachanam, words, Abravit, spoke. Translation. Sanjay said, O king, after looking over the army gathered by the son of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and began to speak the following words. Purport: Dhritarashtra was blind from birth. Unfortunately, he was also bereft of the spiritual vision. He knew very well that his sons were equally blind in the matter of religion, and he was sure that they would never reach an understanding with the Pandava, who were all pious since birth. Still, he was doubtful about the influence of the place of pilgrimage, and Sanjay could understand his motive in asking about the situation on the battlefield. He wanted therefore to engage the despondent king, and thus he warned him that his sons were not going to make any sort of compromise under the influence of the holy place. Sanjaya therefore informed the king that his son Duryodhana, after seeing the military force of Pandava, at once went to the commander-in-chief Duryodhana, Dronacharya, to inform him of the real position. Although Duryodhana is mentioned as the king, he still had to go to the commander on account of the seriousness of the situation. He was therefore quite fit to be a politician, but Duryodhana's diplomatic veneer could not disguise the fear he felt when he saw the military arrangement of the Pandavas. Text 3. Pashyetam Panduputranamacharya Mahitim Chamam Vyudhama Drupatputrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata Pashyetam Panduputranam Acharya Mahitam Chamum Vyudhamam Drupaputrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Pashya, behold, etam, this Pandu Putranam, of the son of Pandu, Acharya, O teacher, Mahatim, great, Chamam, military force, Vyudham, arranged, Drupadputrena, by the son of Drupada, Tava, your Shishyena, discipline, Dhimata, very intelligent. Translation. O my teacher, behold the great army of the son of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. Puppet Duryodhana, a great diplomat, wanted to point out the defect of Dronacharya. The great Brahmana, commander-in-chief Dronacharya, had some politician Dronacharya had some political quarrel with the king Drupada, the father of Draupadi, who was Arjuna's wife. As a result of this quarrel, Drupada performed a great sacrifice by which he received the benedictions of having a son who would be able to kill Dronacharya. Dronacharya knew this perfectly well, and yet, as a liberal Brahmana, he had not hesitated to impart all his military secrets when the son of Drupad, Drishti, Yumna, was entrusted to him for military education. Now, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Yumna took the side of Pandava, and it was he who arranged for the military phalanx. After having learned the art from Dronacharya, Duryodhana pointed out his mistake of Dronacharya so that he might be alert and uncompromising in the fighting. By this, he wanted to point out also that he should not be similarly lenient in battle against the Pandava, who were also Dronacharya affectionate students. Arjuna especially was his most affectionate and brilliant student. Duryodhana also warned that such leniency in the fight would lead to defeat. अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा भीमा जुना समयुधि युयुधानो विरातश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः अत्र शूरा महेश्वासाः भीम अर्जुना समायुद्धि युयुधनो विरातश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः Atra here, Sura, heroes, Maheshwaha, mighty bowmen, Bhima, Arjuna, Bhima and Arjuna, Samaha, equally, Yudhihi, in the fight, Yudhana, Virataha, Virata, Cho, also Drupada, can also, Cho, also, Maharataha, great fighter. Translation. Here in this army there are many heroic men, equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. There are also great fighters like Yuyudhana, Virata and Drupada. But even though Dhristadyumna was not a very important obstacle in the face of Dronacharya, very great power in the military art, there are many others who were the cause of fear. They are mentioned by Duryodhana as a great stumbling blocks on the path of victory, because each and every one of them was as formidable as Bhima and Arjuna. He knew the strength of Bhima and Arjuna, and thus he compared the other with them. दृष्टकेतुश्च कितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवानः पुरुजित् कृन्तिभोजश्च शोभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः दृष्टहतकेतुषु चिकेतिनः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवानः पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शोभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः धृतराष्ट्रकेतुः चेकिताना काशीराजा च also Viremana, very powerful, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, Cha and Shaiba, Cha and Narapungivaha, heroes in human society. Translation: there are also great, heroic, powerful fighters like Dashtiketu, Chekitana, Kashi Raja, Purojit, Kunti Bhoja, Shebyaha. Text 6. Vyudhamanyascha Virkanta Utta Maujascha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadayascha Sarva Eva Maharata Yuddhamanushya Vikranta Uttamanujas Jasha Cha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadayascha Sarva Eva Maharata Yuddhamanyu, Cha, and Vikranta mighty, Uttamanuja, Cha, and Viryavan very powerful, Saubhadra, son of Saubhadra, Draupadeya, son of Draupadi, Cha, and Sarve, all, Eva, certainly, Maharataha, great chariot fighter. Translation: they are mighty Yuddhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamanuja, the son of Subhadra and the son of Draupadi. All these warriors are the great chariot fighter. Text 7. Asmakam tu vishta te tani bodha द्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य संघात तान् भ्रविमिते अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तननिबोधाः द्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य समीज समं सम्यग्ज्ञानार्थं तन ब्रावीमीते अस्माकं our two but vishishtaha especially powerful ye those than them nibodaha just take a note be informed Divijotama, the best of the Brahmanas. Nayakaha, captain. Mama, my. Sanyasya, of the soldier. Samigyana, artham, for information. Then, them. Brahmi, I'm speaking. They, your. Translation. O best of the Brahmanas, for your information, let me tell you about the captain who is specially qualified to lead my military forces. Text 8. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Krupascha Samintinjya Ashwathama Vikarnyascha Saumadhi Sthathaivacha Bhavan Bhishmacha Karnascha Kripascha cha Samiti Jnanayah Ashwathama Vikarnascha Soma Tati Tatavaivacha Bhavan yourself Bhishma grandfather Bhishma Cho also Karna Cho and Kripa Cha and Simitan Gyanaha always victorious in battle Ashwathama Vikarna so as well as Somadati the son of Somdatta Tata and as Eva certainly Joe and translation there are personality likely yourself Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwathama, Vikarna and son of Somdatta called Purishrawa who are always victorious in battle. Purport. Duryodhana mentioned exceptional heroes in the battle, all of whom are ever victorious. Vikarna is a brother of Duryodhana. Ashwathama is a son of Dronacharya. Somadatti or Pruchire Shravha is a son of king of the Bhalkas. Karna is the half-brother of Arjuna, as he was born of Kunti before her marriage with the king Pandu. Kripacharya married a twin sister of Dronacharya. Text 9. अन्ये च बहवः शूरमर्दत व्यक्तजीविताः नानाशास्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वयुद्धविशारदः अन्ये च भवेः शूराः मदार्थे त्यक्तजीविताः शस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वयुद्धः विशारदाः अन्ये many other ch also Bhavaha, in great number, Shuraha heroes, Madhate, for my sake, Tekta Jivitaha, prepared to risk life, Nana, many, Shastra weapon, Praharanaha, equipped with survey, all of them, Yuddhaha, battle, Visharadaha, experiencing military science. There are many other translations. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kind of weapon, and all are experienced in military science. Purport. As far as the other are concerned, like Jayadratha, Kritavarma, Shalya, etc., are all determined to lay down their lives for Duryodhana's sake. In other words, it is already concluded that all of them would die in the battle of Kurukshetra for joining the party of the sinful Duryodhana. Duryodhana was of course confident of his victory on account of the above mentioned combined strength of his friend. अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं द्विध मे तेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम् अपर्यतं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्मः अभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तिं तव इदम् एतेषां बलं भीमा अभिरक्षितम् अपर्याप्तम immeasurable tata that ashmakam of course balam strength Bhishmaha my grandfather Bhishma abhirakshitam perfectly protected paryapta limited too but idam all this etesham of the Pandava balam strength Bhima by Bhim Chitam, carefully protected. Translation. Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas strength of the Pandava carefully protected by Bhima is limited. Herein an estimation of comparative strength is made by Duryodhana. He thinks that strength of his armed force is immeasurable, being specifically protected by the most experienced general grandfather Bhishma. On the other hand, the force of Pandava limited, being protected by a less experienced general Bhima, who is like a fig in the presence of Bhishma. Duryodhana was always envious of Bhima because he knew perfectly well that if he should die at all, he would only be killed by Bhima. But at the same time, he was confident of his victory on account of the presence of Bhishma, who was far superior general. His conclusion that he would come out of the battle victorious was well ascertained. Text 11. अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागमवस्थिता भीष्मवे भीष्ममम् एव भीरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि